My day begins at about 4 a.m. I'm up around 4. I'm in the shower by 4:09. I'm dressed and out the door and ready for school at approximately 4:23-ish. Planning for the morning announcements as a whole starts Monday morning, 9 a.m. We meet with, it's myself, Mr. Shelley, Mr. Lee, Mr. Blair, lots of administrators, lots of campus ministry team, and we plan the announcements for the week. I'll let you in on a little secret. We've often talked about maybe flipping and doing the prayer before the pledge. We've almost done it a couple of times, but last minute it's been scratched for technical reasons, I guess. But that's really when the gist of it all starts.
I'm rolling in about 5:15. First thing I do is I jump on my email to see if there are any changes, any scheduling changes, uniform changes, if it's raining, if it's dry, fields are wet. Answering the phone's ringing off the hook. And for some reason, Copeland always beats me here.
I'm usually entering the school parking lot somewhere around 4:45 and 4:47, somewhere in between there. I usually get to school. I've got a lot of work still I've got to do. I got a lot of mental preparation I've got to go through before the day really begins.
Well, as an athlete, I thought that I would be prepared for the stress of morning announcements, but I was not. I find it that now I need some me time prior to being able to go on the mic.
You know, in a job like this, there isn't much time for yourself. Often before the announcements, I get a little personal time to myself. I'm not going to tell you where I go or what I do.
There's a lot of pressure. I mean, it's every day. It goes out to the whole school. Trying to coordinate different personalities who want to do things their own way. Sometimes there's some tension between participants that this year there's been some friction between I don't know if I can say this, but I mean between Adam and Mr. Blair, there's been some issues that I thought were I thought they were kind of funny at first because I didn't think that they were serious, but then they sort of turned out to be serious, and you know, for a little while there it was kind of uncomfortable.
We don't see eye to eye all the time. He has his world that he works in, and I have mine, and sometimes he feels that he likes to direct other people with what they want to say.
Mr. Blair and I have had our quarrels. He lots of time doesn't see things my way.
I remember this one time at one meeting, I wanted to make some last-minute changes. Adam didn't like that idea. He came up to me and shared his opinion, which I felt was a little bit out of line, to be honest with you. We didn't talk for weeks after that.
You know, I myself don't mess up very often, but people like Blair, you know, I know when he's not prepared.
And Copeland knows when I haven't done my job.
He shows up, you know, 5:30, and he's not ready to go. Lots of times he doesn't know what's going on.
He's a creative type, so he has his foibles, I guess. I mean, he's an interesting character.
It's a great honor and privilege just to be in the same room as Adam, Mr. Shelley, and Mr. Blair, and just to say the prayer with them, just to be with them. You know, it's like you hear people talk about them, and you see them on MCTV, you know, doing live and everything, and it's a whole another level once you actually get to see them in person and actually, you know, breathe the same air they breathe.
I wouldn't say his creativity creates tension, but, you know, sometimes when it works, it's fabulous, and when it doesn't work, it's not so fabulous.
It's something I got to do every day. I get out there and, you know, the entire school hears me. You know, if you mess up, there's no second chance. You've got to live with that. That's got to sit there and sink in for an entire day before you get a chance to redeem yourself the following day. You know, if I flip-flop the prayer and the pledge, I don't know what would happen.
Well, sometimes I freeze up, but, you know, you have to get over this kind of thing.
Over the summertime, there's kind of a intense, usually lasts about almost up to a week. The ASB president has to sort of go through a couple of trials in terms of, you know, how their voice is, how they sound over the PA, can they recite things by memory. Obviously they have to know the pledge by memory.
Well, it'll certainly put me up in the charts. I mean, it really can be my big break.
I usually go when I get some time to myself to mentally prepare. It's, I find Lamaze is very helpful.
Oftentimes, whoever's doing prayer doesn't show up, so the president has to know several prayers by heart and be able to do it on cue.
11 o'clock every night I have a conference call with all my coaches. It's my duty as AD to get the following information from them. Transportation for the week, most updated scores, buses or vans, early dismissal times for their teams, and most importantly, what shirt they're wearing on the sidelines. If I can't walk away with this information, I've got nothing.
We do a lot of takes with the president to make sure that they know how to get it right, and I can guarantee you that they don't get it right in the beginning.
And Copeland knows when I haven't done my job.
My motivation must have come from the great Joe Chen.
Certainly, Joseph was top-notch, one of the all-time greats. He certainly took Adam under his wing, taught him a lot of large-scale stuff, but also a lot of details. He was very detail-oriented.
I didn't want to be exactly like him. I tried to do a few things different. If you notice, he used to say, "One nation under God." I've changed it a little bit. I do the "One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all." You know, that was me in character, but that's really just my technique and my way of doing things.
Being ASB president, there are a lot of details.
I admire him. I get my technique from him. He was something special, and I hope someday I can do the announcements half as well as Joe Chen did. Good morning, bro. Please stand for the pledge.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me, cocked your head to the side and said I'm angry. 5 days since you laughed at me, saying get back together, come back and see me. 3 days since the living room, I realized it's all my fault but couldn't tell you. Yesterday you'd forgiven me, but it'll still be today till I say I'm sorry.